Let's check this one out.
What's so crazy is as a black woman, and I know a lot. I might get backlash for saying this. A lot of relationships that I've been in, I've been called up my name when they was mad at me. I've been degraded, belittled, talked down upon when they were upset. Because truth be told, a lot of black men cannot control their anger. A lot of black men are hurting. They're fatherless, they're motherless, or both. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm being real. And it's crazy how I went from that and being like, you try to put your hands on me, you yelling in my face and getting crazy and rah, rah, rah. Crazy how I went from that to peace. Never been called out my name with this man. Never yelled at, never raised his voice at me. And he's black too, but he's black too, okay? But he is well raised, and I've never felt like he was gonna put his hands on me. Never been called out my name. Never been degraded when he was mad at me. So I say it to say the women who have gone through that or are going through that, you don't have to, babe. Like, you literally don't have to. There's men out here who will treat you like you're supposed to be treated, even when they're mad at you. It's still not right because he's mad to call you out your name. Now, I'm still healing. I done call him out his motherfucking name. Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with? It's like, seriously, are you idiotic? You literally disprove everything you said in the beginning with what you just said. You literally disprove everything in the beginning with what you just said. Is it a black man? I mean, like, literally, one, she already disproved that it's not a black man because she says she's dating a black man that is not like that. No, it's not a black man, right? A black man doesn't automatically mean that he's going to call you out your name. That's not because he's black. That's why he's going to call you out your name, or you should fear for your safety. And to call like, oh, it's black men. Literally, you said that you called this man out of his name too. So black women too, isn't that something? And I've been plenty of times called out my name by black women, right? And I predominantly have dated black women, so yeah. It's like the hypocrisy in about almost 2 minutes of a video already. The hypocrisy. And this is the problem with a lot of women where they don't understand they are shaping a disgusting narrative. One, it's not because he's black that he's called you out of your name or made you fear for your life or fear for your safety. And not because he's a man, right? Not because he's black, not because he's a man. It's just who he is, the type of person he is. Because one, you said that you're dating a black man. That's not that type of person. So automatically, you know that there are different types of men. And two, it's not because he's a man that he's calling out your name. Because as a woman, you said that you call this man out of his name as well. So look at the hypocrisy there. Look at the insanity there. And this is the problem where she is purposely creating a very negative, ugly narrative. The ugly truth about dating black men. Black men, you just said you just said you're dating a black man. That does not fit that ugly truth. So it's not about dating black men. Right? It's not the ugly truth about dating black men. No, it's the ugly truth of the men you chose to date. That is the fucking problem. Women need to take accountability. It's not the ugly truth about dating black men. It's the ugly truth of dating the men you choose. It's accountability. Learn. And it's like, and she said, oh, poor man, what's up? Thank you. You know, I'm changing it up, you know, do a little bit different. You know, I thought the hair would be a little bit different. I got bored. So I was like, hell with it. Let's go. Let's do something different. But it's not about black men. No. You need to say it's about you choosing the men. And this is why you said, oh, there's women, there's plenty of there's good men out there. You just got, no duh. There's good men out there. The problem isn't that there's no good man out there. right? The problem isn't that there's no good men out there. The problem is you're constantly choosing bad men.
Okay, and I got penalized for it. Which you know what my penalty was? He just didn't talk to me for like a week, and and that's my fault, you know, because I was still dealing with my anger issues because I had daddy issues, as society would say. But you can find somebody that respects you, don't want to call you out your name, even when they're pissed, furious. Like it's some good men out here. It's some good men out here. What's
No duh. There's a lot of good men out here. It's just the problem. Are you choosing those men? That's the problem. All right, let's check this one out.
I'm a 28-year-old baddie, and I've never had a boyfriend ever in my life. I have never experienced.
I'm not saying that she's not good looking. Well, let me see.
I was having lunch with my girlies the other week,
Looks kind of
and
big.
we came up with a new hot.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, it looks like she's lost pounds. She lost a few pounds, which is cool. But she still looks pretty big. So the audacity to call yourself a baddie, I find it really, I find it kind of ridiculous. I just had to check what this woman is talking about when she calls herself a baddie, and I find that really dishonest with so many women calling themselves a baddie. Now, would you call this a baddie? I don't think so. I personally wouldn't call this one a baddie. So yeah, all right.
Romantic love, and honestly, at this point, I don't think I ever will. Let's talk about it. Every once in a while, I'll see these videos on my timeline of women in their 20s, late 20s, 30s who get on here, and I understand completely. They're sad about it. They kind of mourn for the fact that they have never experienced romantic love. They've never had a boyfriend. They've probably never been kissed. And you're sitting here wondering, yo, Ezzy, like, you're such a fucking gorgeous, beautiful baddie. How
It's the ego, right? I've said this countless times before with so many videos. It's women's ego. It's really insane. It's such a big turnoff. And I find it funny because so many women said they don't like cockiness, yet so many women are damn ass cocky. And I just showed you. Would you call this a baddie? I wouldn't really call this woman a baddie. I wouldn't call her ugly. I wouldn't call her ugly, but she has a cute face, but a average to below average body. So a baddie, I don't think so.
come you've never had a man? To answer your question, coulda, woulda, shoulda, kind of, sort of didn't. It just never happened. Like, could I have had 10 boyfriends? Sure, I could have. But then I would have had to settle. And the bottom line is, I just feel like I've never met anyone who made me, one, who respected me genuinely, treated me like a fucking human being and didn't sexualize the fuck out of me. And, back to respect, and kind of adored and cherished me, almost worshipped me.
Almost worship you. This is the problem I'm finding, okay? It's because so many women, average women in particular, have such huge ass egos, like fucking insane egos, that now they think that they think they only qualify for the best of the best, for perfection. And you know what? Fine. I don't tell women to, oh, you need to lower your standards. No, fuck it. Have whatever high standards you want. Okay. If your standards to the heaven, fine. Go for it. I don't care. I mean, it is up to you. But I hope that in the same breath, you won't be complaining about men. You won't be degrading men. You won't be putting down men. You won't be saying shit about men. Because this is the problem with a lot of women. You are average at best. Average at best. I thought you made a full size sword. That would be pretty cool. That's cool that you made a pure silver one. That's really cool.
Okay, maybe not worship, but you see my point. And honestly, I really don't feel like I've missed out. I don't feel like I used to in my mid 20s, but now that I'm closer to 30, I look back on the fact that I've only been on one date in my entire life, and honestly, that was a regret because he was lame. I have no regrets, genuinely. Any opportunity that ever presented itself, I always walked away with my self-worth firm in my boundaries and firm in my beliefs, my self-esteem. The truth is, I would have had to settle, and I'm someone I just don't, when it comes to the idea of romance, I just don't settle. Like, I want the best. My mom had the best.
Okay, you want the best. Okay, cool. I mean, fine. I've said this before. As if she keeps on her path and she doesn't change, because I will say this: one of the worst things you can do to a man is say that you settle for him. So more the power to her that she won't settle. Great. Don't deal with any man. Right? Don't deal with it. Stay single. If you can't find a man that you think is perfect, stay single. Great. Don't deal with that man. And it's good that she won't become a baby mama, because we don't need that.
My father was the greatest man that ever was. Hello. Why the fuck would I? He set and that's the thing about girls with great dads, is that they set the bar really fucking high. My dad was such a wonderful man that, like, how could I ever
I'll check the quote. I'll check that quote out. I love quotes. I'll check it out.
accept anything less than that? At the end of the day,
To compare your situation to your parents is kind of idiotic, because one, you are not your mom. You're not your mom. You don't live during the time of your mom. It's like you're not the same person. It's not the same situation. It's not the same. Nothing about it is the same. Okay, nothing about whatever your life is the same. So I think it's a waste. I mean, I think it's idiotic to compare.
I was not put on this earth to suffer. Like, I was not. That is not my destiny. That is not going to be the story that I tell my grandchildren, that I was put on this earth to fucking suffer at the hands of somebody's son. Like, I'm sorry. It's called having a fucking backbone. Anyways, if you're my age and you've never experienced romantic love, don't sweat it. I'm in the club too. I'm a 28-year-old baddie, and I've never.
I guess. I mean, like I said, if she's fine with how it is, then it is what it is. My thing is usually that women like this will then complain about men. Will say shit about men. Okay, will just say, I don't know, men are this, men are that. Where are the good men at? Men are liars. They badmouth men when honestly they're not even they're not even dealing with men. So it's fine if she doesn't want to deal with men and she believes what she believes, then it is what it is. I'm I'm not that fussed about it. So yeah, okay. All right, let's move on to this next one. All right, let's check out this clip. I saved this clip a little while ago. Yo, Artie, what's up, my brother? You like the hair? Something different, right? Something different. All right, let's check this clip out.
I put my period blood in a man's food. Story time. So I am a member at church and I do help out once in a while. So there is this really nice looking, like fit, hot, handsome man. But the problem is that he is married and he has got children. And the guy is very kind hearted. Anytime I see him at church, I can't even concentrate. He actually gives everyone money after church services. He invites.
Very nasty. This is why I wanted to. This is why I saved it. This woman is. I wanted to check out this story because absolute heinous.
It's everyone from church, and then he has small dinner parties for the church, and he will go out of his way to help people here and there. So that's actually just made me fall in love, with this man, and I just can't seem to get him out of my head. But fast forward, one day I actually.
It is it's kind of disgusting. I mean, already she's disgusting. Okay, what she said. Yeah, I was thinking that too. The Super Saiyan thing. I was thinking that. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting when what she did is disgusting, but she already knows this man is married, presumably happily married with kids. It's like you are such a nasty, disgusting woman.
Finished work and was waiting to get a taxi back home. He happened to be driving past and he noticed me and stopped, and he obviously offered me a lift, which I was happy. And he dropped me at home. We exchanged contact details and all of that, and I decided to stalk him on Facebook. I even went to the point of downloading his pictures, printing them out, hanging them on my wall, and actually sometimes I will play with myself, just looking at his pictures. This is really obsessive, but nevertheless, a girl must do what a girl must do. Fast forward, my friends came to visit me one day and they saw his pictures and they asked me who that is.
Maybe, I always preference this, okay? Maybe things are a skit, maybe things are a joke, maybe things are satire. But here's my thing where I also say this. I think not many things in life are original. Very few things. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is real, because I've said this before. Women are no better than men. I believe women do stalk because I've seen stories. I believe women do very immoral things. They're no different than men. They're no better than men.
And I was like, oh, he's just a guy. And I said, well, yeah, but you can't just put any random guy's pictures on your walls. So I told them that he is married. I really like him, but I don't know what to do. So they told me that I don't need to worry because it's the most simplest thing that I can do. What I need to do is just put my menstrual cycle, my period.
Yo, Delusion, what's up? I hope she's an outlier, really. I mean, yeah, I'll hope that too. What's up, my brother?
Blood in food that I've cooked for him to eat, and that is it. He would just fall in love with me like this. Me shocked. I'm thinking, I can't even bring myself to do this. And my friend said, listen, my friend said to me, this is what we do all the time. How do you think that we're able to afford all of these luxury things? Do you think that our paychecks alone are able to do this? So me thinking, okay, cool. Since my friends are doing this, I might give it a try. But the fact is that I don't see the guy. How am I going to actually get him to be able to put these things and let him eat my food? So I decided to,
And her friends are doing it? Yeah, probably now an outlier.
Do my digging, and I sort of tracked to realize that he actually go through the same route as me home, and I even got to know the time that he actually go past so that I can actually try and be there so that we might be able to communicate. So my friends actually took me to this ritualist, and the ritualist said he did some chants and stuff, and then he told me that it's very simple. All you need to do is that anytime you have your period, the first day of your period, you must use that blood in food, and he will eat it, and once he eats it, that is it. So I was first scared to do it. So then one day I stopped at the same junction that he picked me up, and then he saw me. So it became like a regular thing that he keeps giving me a lift, you know, here and there. So he told me, we got talking, and he told me about his family, that he's got a wife, he's got children, and obviously he loves his wife, but unfortunately the wife is not able to cook. So he likes to eat out a lot because of this, and he doesn't obviously want to like offend his wife. So I thought, what an opportunity. I offered to cook for him.
Yeah, I mean that is a. I know that they do a lot of the spiritual things, which is sometimes it's a bit too crazy, right? The spiritual stuff.
Which I've been doing. So I obviously one day tried to make advances towards him. I tried to kiss him, and he pushed me and said, "Listen, I'm not, you know, I'm not interested."
I mean, like you gotta think stereotypes. There's always a hint of truth. Okay, when it comes to stereotypes, it comes from somewhere.
I'm only here because you're cooking for me, but that is it. I'm married, and that is the line. That's it. So obviously I was a bit upset, but I did apologize to him and said I don't know what came over me to do that, because I didn't want him to not come back again. So fast forward, I told my friends about it. My friends said, listen, you need to do what the ritualist told you. If you don't do it, you're never ever going to get him. And obviously he's clearly told you where you stand. So the following month came, I came on my period, and I decided to do it. He came and he ate my food, and he said this is the best food he has ever eaten from, you know, what I've been cooking for him. And instantly he fell in love. He buys me like expensive gifts. He even like bought me a house, a car. He takes me to like on holiday to other African countries and to like, you know, other Arab countries like Dubai and places like that. I was over the moon, but my joy soon came crushing down. Go to part 2 to find out what happened next.
Yeah. I don't know if let me see. I don't know if I would care about the part 2. I mean, hell with it. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So let's just go to the part 2. Is there an atheist, no spirit dating site? I mean, yeah.
To put my period blood in a man's food just for him to love me. So as I said in part 1, he started obviously loving me, buying me with like all these expensive gifts, a house, you know, car, going on holiday. And this is like a secret between him and I. He even told me that I shouldn't let his wife know that he's obviously eating, you know, from me, because obviously it's going to make things awkward. So it was like a little deal between us. So every time I go to church, it's like we just act normal, like nothing is actually going on. But my worst nightmare came crushing down. One day at church, the pastor was preaching.
You're doing spiritual shit while going to Christian church. Quite crazy.
And then he said that a revelation came to him last night, and that revelation is that 2 people in this church, one of them is married, the other one is not married, are secretly sleeping together, and they're trying to destroy a union that God put together. I'm sat here shocked. And I didn't want to obviously make, you know, people know, so I just pretended to act normal. The pastor then proceeded to say that if these 2 people do not break it off and stop the abomination act that they are doing, the single person is going to regret it. The life is going to be miserable, and they must stop it. So I obviously after church I panicked and I rang my friends. They all just like ignored me. No one wanted to help me. So I'm like sat here thinking, what have I gotten myself into? I want to reverse this. I decided to then go back to where this ritualist lives, and he's actually doesn't live there. He's moved. So now I'm stuck. I don't know how to reverse this spell. I'm stuck. And I don't want anything bad to happen to me, because the fact is that he's now after me. He even wants to marry me. He's proposing marriage to me, which means that everyone at church is going to know. And I don't obviously want this to happen. I don't want this shame like on me and my family. So I'm now actually scared. I shouldn't have done it. I know I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have actually listened to my friends. I should have just left it, you know, at that. But I don't know what possessed me to do it. Guys, I need your help. I need your advice. If you know how to reverse a spell like this, please drop them down in the comment section below. It will be much appreciated.
I mean, most likely this is not true, but but like I said, right? I wouldn't be surprised. There are a lot of people who believe in ritual stuff, right? What is it? Like New Orleans, the voodoo stuff. The Caribbean, African, very spiritual stuff. A lot of people do believe in this stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, they do that stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. So I just think that if this is true, which, you know, like I said, I don't necessarily believe it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. People are messy. people are messy. And you know what? Like, if you want to dissect it, it might not even be because of the period blood. Because you got to think about this, right? Think about it logically. Here's a man that says that there's a deficiency, right? Here's a man that says there's a deficiency in his marriage, right? His wife doesn't cook for him. Most likely, she probably doesn't, you know, whatever, take care of him or whatever. So here's a man who's, you know, having a woman that you probably think that she's probably kind of attractive. She's cooking for him. Well, another way to get to a man's heart is food. So he could probably just be fall in love with her because she's taking care of him. That happens a lot. So, you know, that's a thing. But what do you guys think about this crazy shit?